Cool. All right. Happy New Year, everyone. In the Middle East at this point, Central Europe. England is 5 hours ahead, so that's 8:30 p.m. Where's it been New Year's? All right. 2026. It is 2026 in oh Iran and East. Am I looking at this right? Kattenberg. Tehran. Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year to all of you. Plus 4 hours from UTC. I hope you're enjoying the future as you always get to. It is 8 hours, 27 minutes, and 40 seconds, 38 seconds for us here. Where I am. We're waiting on Zabab to catch back up to us. Okay. Sorry, just making sure that my speakers and all that jazz are coming through the right. Alright. So, as you can see, yes, we are finally a fantasy. We are... God, where are we in the story? Shadowbringers. Isn't much more having furnished you with crystal shoes. Seto wishes you well on your mission. Where the Light Warden awaits.
Hello there.
Hello there. We had just defeated the Light Warden of Ilmech, a dancing frog. Oh, was it the dancing frog? It's Titania, the Fairy King.
Yes.
And now our tree, our branch, right? Is that how she takes herself? They take themselves. Has taken on the mantle of being Titania, the Fairy King, rather than forcing us to forever be locked in said fairy castle.
Right. What instance are you in?
I'm in instance. It doesn't tell me what instance I'm in, and I forgot to how.
Right,
It
so
should, when you teleport to me, though, it should automatically bring you to mine. That, or they finally patched this out of having to be instanced.
yes, Natara, we are back.
Oh, thank you, Natara, for the slash command. You are currently not in an instanced area.
Okay.
It's not instanced now, so 1. Okay, no, you can type something. Taking advantage of a little extra free time to plug away a little bit harder at this story than what our usual timing allows us to.
All right. Talking to Thancred.
Thancred! The wheel.
Thancred wishes to have a word with the hero of the hour.
I knew you could do it, and not only because of your blessing. You have strength all your own and seen us through many a trial. With the warden defeated, I believe our work here is done. It is time we were going together, needless to say, to the bitter end, the fate of our two worlds being at stake and all that. Now then, I suggest we hurry back to the Crystarium. Much and more may have happened while we were frolicking with the Fey folk. That Ranjit elected to pursue us makes me more hopeful the city was spared Eormor's attentions, but I would sooner see for myself. Besides, I believe I speak for all of us when I say we've had a bellyful of ill Meg. Let us away before the fairies seek to play with us again. To go speak to Alizé the Crystarium. Teleporting, coming. Hope everyone had a happy holiday.
Yeah.
As I told Bob, and I'll tell you all,
Cool.
Ticket to Ride is a family favorite. And I had the absolute worst game of Ticket to Ride I've ever played in my life this Christmas, where I scored 60 points, which may sound like a lot, but when I tell you the person who got second place scored 101 points, and the person who scored first place 190 points. Yeah. What happened was I had very poor luck on the draw for the train cars I needed to actually make connections, and I was getting blocked out of a lot of connections to finish my tickets and having to do a lot of like circumspect. And
Hi, Frary.
Hey, Frary. I only finished one of my 3 starting tickets. It was not a pretty sight. Speaking to Alizé.
Yeah.
All seems well at the Crystarium.
Yes. Eormor was plainly more concerned with finding us. How flattering.
You certainly took your time. I had half resolved to complete the task myself.
And you are...
Were one to study the annals of Garlean history, one would find yonder visage on many a page. Though by rights its youth should long since have faded.
Well, well, we have a historian in our midst. That spares me a lengthy explanation. I am Solus Sos Galvus, founding father of the Garlean Empire, and under various guises, the architect of myriad other imperially inclined nations. As for my true identity, I am Emmett Sel, Ascian.
But we need
Gaia
this image
spoke
back.
of you. A native of the Source.
Equal in rank to La Habrea. And you came all this way just to introduce yourself to us?
Behold the sky, restored to its former glory. Have you ever seen a more affecting spectacle?
Can we shoot him in the back now?
Oh, it is truly, deeply infuriating.
A new favourite for Bob.
Idea how much you have delayed the rejoining? Following the flood, the First had been listing ever further towards the light, towards stasis. The end was in sight. Enter man and his indomitable spirit. He would haul the world back from the brink. And adding his lumping weight to the power of growth, he duly tipped the scales, if only by a fraction. Yet a fraction was enough to spoil the perfect imbalance needed to bring about a rejoining. Had mankind continued to live in idleness under Vorthry's rule, all the conditions would have been met. But you had to come and ruin it all.
You're welcome.
Thanks to your meddling, light supremacy is in doubt, and our painstakingly laid plans are in tatters.
Well, I should begin by thanking you for confirming Urianger's theories on the inner workings of the Calamity. He will be most pleased. As for what happens next, might I suggest you admit defeat and walk away?
Happy to let me go, are you? Because the murderous glint in your eye suggests otherwise. Indeed, it is enough to make me think better of confronting you alone. Look, it did cross my mind to simply side with Vorthry and kill you all. But that's no different from what La Habrea did. And we all know how well that ended for him. And so, while it is liable to be troublesome, I have settled upon a different approach. Cooperation. I will not raise a hand to hinder your hunt for the Light Wardens. If you desire it, I will even lend you my knowledge and strength.
Since time immemorial, you and yours have labored to rejoin the 13 shards, at the cost of countless lives. Do you expect us to believe that your objective has suddenly changed?
Nay, our objective is the same as it ever was. Though I dare say, you do not know our motive. A war waged without knowledge of the enemy is no war. It is mere bloodletting. Just once, might we not seek to find common ground? For good or ill, I am immortal. Provided I have the inclination, I can always begin anew, scheme and conspire to my heart's content. But this time I thought that I might instead try to see eye to eye, to understand what drives the hero of the Source, to determine if our goals are truly incompatible. So come, shed your preconceptions. See beyond the unconscious villains you take us for. When all is said and done, we may find ourselves pleasantly surprised. The proud discoverers of a path of cooperation rather than opposition. Think of it.
Thou hast delivered thy proposal, and we would not dismiss it outright. If I may offer thee counsel, however, to make thy case via an illusion reflecteth poorly upon thy sincerity.
My apologies. You will forgive me if I'm not entirely at ease in the presence of a famed Ascian Slayer. I felt it only prudent to take precautions. Nonetheless, your counsel is duly noted. I take my leave, friends. Rest assured, we shall meet again soon.
Well, look at your new baby dragon.
So, I'm not gonna lie to you. I checked the fuck out of that conversation real early.
Big fair. Big fair. Did you at least catch Urianger sending him back to the Shadow Realm?
No, I really didn't. I just seem to have this mental block when anything involved the Ascians start, that I'm just like, there's like a switch in my brain that just sets it to idle.
Alright, so for Bob's birthday, we're getting him the expansion skip for Endwalker. You just say he's been in a coma the whole time.
No point of playing then? Oh. Uh-oh. I don't know what it is about the Ascians. I just...
I think...
Oh, if you get the skip, there's no point of playing? Yeah.
Well, I was saying that the Endwalker skip at least should get him to get to Dawn Trail, but
No, I want to play through Endwalker. I've been told it's good. So, from what I understand from that very long cutscene, is our party are now aware that I didn't say I'm not a fan of Did not say I was not a fan of Shadowbringers. Thank you very much. Been enjoying it for the most part. So from what I understand, our party now knows that Emmett Selk has been an Ascian all along.
Solus Zosgalvis, the emperor of the Garlean, the founder of the Garlean Empire, has been an
Yes.
Ascian for this entire time. Yes.
Yeah.
More specifically, an Ascian named Emmett Selk. Xenos' Swords' granddad. Yes.
Yeah, I knew he was Sword Boy's granddad. I will have very hard troubles remembering his name because every time I see his character model, all I can think of is Alan Cumming. I don't know why.
If this were a live action movie, I would fully think Alan Cumming would play Emmett Selk.
Is an Ascian on the same rank as La Habrea? Yeah, I caught that bit. And I caught the bit that he wants to cooperate with us, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I missed the bit as to why.
I've pulled up the chat log. I think it is more of a he wants to cooperate because the machinations he has set in motion for this world are inevitably going to fail as they stand. Because it is that he was the one that sort of installed Valtteri to lead the people of this world to sloth and compliance.
Idleness, yeah.
And now that we're here fucking with everything, he's like, oh, that plan's out the window. If you want my hand in destroying Valtteri's goals, sure. And I'm still going to try to bring Ruination in the rejoining, but, you know, I'll find another way to do it.
Okay.
And so far, as Natara says, so far as going against the group thus far hasn't gone well for Ascians. So, because as he states, entirely at ease. You will forgive me if I'm not entirely at ease in the presence of the famed Ascian Slayer. I've only so the initial person we were talking to was a hologram of him, an illusion of him, which is where we got the cool scene of Urianger flicking a card and sending the illusion into the Shadow Realm before calling him out. And it's raining as both of our umbrellas pop out.
All right, cool. Gonna talk to Alize then.
All right.
Cooperation? Can't be serious. Can he? Well, he's certainly been given much to ponder. First things first, we should report to the Exarch. You can run along. We're perfectly capable of handling this little task. Like with your recent exertions, I'd say you've earned a rest. Come on, take yourself off to bed. We'll see you later, refreshed and ready for more.
So this is probably where we'll get another visit from Ardbert.
Ardbert. Hebert.
Oh, that's the other thing out of that is we're not we have not made any agreements whether or not we're going to accept the offer of cooperation from Emmett Selk just yet. The idea being that he's come and delivered his proposal, and we are going to think on it. But we are not going to just dismiss it outright.
Welcome back. We've been expecting you. You'll find refreshments laid out in your quarters. We hope they are to your liking. You'll be retiring now.
Yes, please.
Very good. Wish you a pleasant evening.
Well, look, there's the item we just got. The housing item we just got. I hope the past few days have not been overly taxing. Pray take your rest and recover.
From the Exarch, is it? With that mirror of his, he can watch your every move, you know. You'll probably think you're talking to yourself. Still, he's keeping you well fed. Judging by his people's faith in him, he seems to be a decent sort. But so much about him remains shrouded in mystery. Like, what was he doing back in my day? There was no such person when I was around. A lot's happened since the flood, though. Since I was set adrift. I know little more than you do of this city's history in the Exarch's past. Not that it matters. It's Emmett Selk we should be concerned about. When our world was about to be consumed by light, the Ascian in white appeared before us. He said that the only way for us to live on was to bring about the rejoining. Desperate as we were, we heeded his words, not realizing that the flood was of the Ascian's own making. They cannot be trusted. None of them. But Emmett Selk had one thing right. One should not fight blindly. That's what we did. And it cost us everything we held dear.
Ooh, what will we say? You want him to talk about his Amaro?
About his what?
His bird dog thing. Sato.
Sure.
Tell me about Sato.
What? What about Seto? What is there to say? All right.
Yes. Yeah. I remember who you're talking about now.
He's done some growing. When we were traveling together, he was nowhere near as big. And he obviously couldn't speak. I had no idea how much that medallion meant to him. What about you, anyway? You must have a friend like Seto. Chocobo, perhaps? Come on, you tell me something for a change.
Hey, Tim.
So restful at that sleep.
My sandwiches. What do you have to say to me, innkeeper?
Party soon divided. Manager of the Sweets is in a cheerful mood. Good morning to you, miss. I do hope you're well rested. The Exarch and your companions are presently gathered in the Ocular. We ask that you convene with them at your earliest convenience.
Oh. Ah, quick. Tim is here. Time to make iced tea.
Hey then, Tim. Do you end up finishing Curse?
Good on you for finishing Curse. Got a skateboarding too, so on to that tomorrow.
Lovely.
To the Ocular.
Ah, there you are. You're just in time to welcome our guest.
Please. Did I not explicitly tell you that we would be meeting again soon? Lest you forget, I made you a promise. I have no intention of meddling with your mission. I come only to observe. Your Exarch friend in particular has piqued my curiosity. Summoning you all like that. Most impressive.
You honestly expect us to believe you've come only to observe? Or that you might deign to lift a finger to aid our cause if called upon? Even if there were a sliver of truth in your words, I would never accept your help. Not in my darkest hour. Not after all the suffering your kind has wrought.
So petty. I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. Wage your war against the Sin Eaters. Put each and every Light Warden to the sword. Prove yourselves heroes, brave and true, and I will be glad to embrace you as allies. Allies worthy of bearing the burden of truth. Surely such a partnership would be preferable to yet another round of fisticuffs. And thus did the olive branch wither and die. Pity. Let no man say I did not try, futile as it was. Though I suspect you will seek me out when you grow tired of making the same mistakes. Difficult decisions lie ahead of you. Decisions best made with the benefit of knowledge to which only the Eternal are privy. For now, I shall resume my shadowy vigil. Whatever you choose to do, make sure it's worth watching, would you?
Seen here.
What was that all about?
A vain attempt to make us doubt our chosen course, most like. As if we'd believe a word that passed his lips. Unless you think there is some truth in what he says.
What are we thinking?
What are we thinking indeed, chat?
I think I'm going to say not one jot.
Yeah, I think we side with Thancred on this one.
Won't hear me saying that very often.
Yep.
I share your suspicion, of course. But if he simply meant to lead us astray, he could have done so without revealing himself. At least, not in the manner he did. It goes without saying that an alliance with the Ascians is out of the question. But since we have no way of knowing where they might be hiding, it seems only logical to press on with our mission, even if our enemy seems content for it to succeed.
Then let us discuss the Sin Eaters. I would begin by thanking you all for your efforts thus far. In striking down the Light Wardens of Lakeland and Ilmeg, you have accomplished more in your short time here than all of our forces managed in the last century.
That may be, but the Wardens of Calusia, Amareng, and Raktika remain.
Indeed, and their precise whereabouts are as yet unknown. Which is why I propose we divide our forces and conduct a systematic survey of each region. Once we have found our quarry, we may then determine how best to proceed.
I'll take Amareng in that case. I know the lie of the land well enough.
If there are no objections, I will make for Calusia. I have connections there both in and around Yulmore that may prove useful.
Then I would ask that you journey to Raktika. There you will find Y'shtola. With her assistance, I doubt the Warden will evade your grasp for long.
Is Y'shtola the conjurer you and Urianger used to talk about?
That's right. Though we haven't spoken much since you left for the forest.
I fear I may need to pay for that. I had every intention of relaying the news of your arrival, but she is disinclined to speak with me. You have visited her, have you not? Might I trouble you too?
'Twould be no trouble.
My thanks. While you are all out in the field, I shall be here attending to business. I had somewhat fancifully contemplated joining the search myself, but other matters demand my attention.
What's that?
A missive from Lord Vorthry. He invites me to join him in Yulmore to discuss the recent conflict at Lida Luran.
And? Did he even bother to offer any bait? It's obviously a trap.
I should be surprised if it were not. Nevertheless, I must seize this opportunity to speak with him, even if only a few words are exchanged. Though my power will be much diminished so far from the tower, it is a risk I am willing to take. Master Alphinaud, might I impose upon you to accompany me to Yulmore prior to beginning your reconnaissance?
Of course.
Then let us make ready. Safe travels to Yulmore.
Do I know Lahi? No. Alright, before we move on, I need a quick restroom break. I'll be right back.
You know, I'm alive, Tim. Been a bit under the weather the past few days, but you know, I'm doing. Did go rewatch Wicked for Good on Christmas, which is very important from some previous chats Natara and I have had relating to Final Fantasy XIV. And it has forever changed my imagery when I hear the Crystal Exarch talk now. Also, Tim, do you like the new picture I've added to our HUD here? Celebrate 252 years of the invention of iced tea. There we go. I'll put the actual banner back in place.
Alright, I'm back.
But where are your glasses? What the fuck are these other glasses? Alright.
Alright. Talking to the Exarch.
Talking to the Exarch. Before you leave, I would make a request of you. There's a church, or rather...
Sorry, I thought I was the Exarch.
Oh, you are... Sorry.
There's a church, or rather the ruins of a church at Fort Job. Might I ask that you go there before seeking out Y'shtola? It was a place where people once gathered to worship the light. Alas, it's long since fallen into disuse. Yet within that hall there remains a tablet whose writings I believe may prove use to Y'shtola. At the very least, a relic would make such a suitable gift for your reunion. Most considerate proposal. Very well. Ere we depart to Rak'tika, we shall journey on to Fort Job, so that we may secure this relic. What about that accent, Tim?
I think he was just laughing.
I'm likening the Crystal Exarch to Dave Lister.
I think the American equivalent would be that the Crystal Exarch as portrayed by Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
But do you know who Larry the Cable Guy is, Natara? He played the tow truck in Cars. If you don't know, no, it is a performer by the name of Larry the Cable Guy. He voiced the tow truck in Cars. Very, very popular in the mid 2000s for being sort of that dumb hillbilly redneck persona. Alright, Fort Jove.
She's where?
Out in Lakeland. I'm unattuned to it.
Yeah. So you can just walk out and from there?
Yeah, it's like straight north. Not too far from the gate. So if we take the port to the gate.
And that gives me the opportunity to... I'm running out.
Oh, you have a new mount. Fine.
Yeah. Do you like it?
I think I'm more internalizing the humor of some of the British version of Larry the Cable Guy coming out of my Scarecrow as the voice. Oh, you have a T-Rex now! Fun! I don't think I have the T-Rex on this character, but I have a T-Rex on my other character.
Yeah, I got this out of Eureka.
I think I cheated and used Mog Stones to get mine. But I saw it was a Tyrannosaurus Rex that I could ride, and I said, yes, please. So we've got the Stranger Things series finale coming up tonight, for those of you who watch. And I have learned through social media that an inordinate number of the cast members are like Broadway and West End trained performers doing this show, and it makes me sad that there was never a musical episode, despite the importance that music plays on through season 3 and 4 of the show, or at least season 4.
I don't want to say I'm proud to say, but I can say I've never even watched a minute of that show. What can I do?
Yeah, a lot of people are really annoyed that they not only did they split season 5 into 2 parts, but they then split the part 2 of season 5 into 2 parts. They put out 3 episodes and then
Time is of the essence, my friend. Let us be quick.
Oh, I already picked that up. Cool.
Oh, are you all the way up there?
I mean, it makes sense. All the other Amaro people seem to be on big docks that they can just sort of dive off of.
It's not that I've gone out of my way to not watch it. It just never interested me. I've never watched a lot of the. What's the word I'm looking for? A lot of Zeitgeist television I've just never watched. I've never watched Stranger Things. I've never watched Game of Thrones. I never watched Tiger King when it was big. I've never watched most of the recent Zeitgeisty TV stuff. Oh, talking to Oriange.
What?
A little faith. Oriange appears lost in thought. The height of Lakeland's prosperity, he sight served not as man's final bastion, as a testament to his ingenuity and architectural prowess. The Church of the First Light was responsible for many such marvels, building majestic chapels in every corner of the realm. Alas, the flood with its inexorable tides would drown nigh everyone, and it all but put an end to religion as a whole. The creatives which then did rise from the fulgent deluge, it was seen as agents of divine punishment sent to devour sin and sinner both, whence came the name of Sin Eater. The people were lost, seemingly forsaken by their god. Yet where there is light, there have ever been shade. It was the dark they sought solace. Most devout of these worshippers of shadow did then migrate to the Raktika Greatwood. That is a tale for another time. For now, let us find what remaineth of the chapel here. Remember, I am a fucking traitor.
We need that reminder from Oriange every chance we get. Twink. Dearly beloved.
But he had to glow up. That should be enough to forgive him finally. I mean, turning himself into a BDSM card dealer gimp does not forgiveness breed. Though I'm sure someone wants to breed Oriange.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tancred, right? Now that he's done pining over Minfilia. Aye, this is the church we seek. Traitor, 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 traitor.
It's surprisingly intact. What little is left of the churches I've seen until now has always borne the scars of decades of disuse.
Subterranean construction is done much to protect the church from the ravages of time. But the reason for its remarkable preservation may be deduced from its decoration. As faith in the light did wane, so rose reverence for the dark. And its followers did want for place of worship. Plain the standards which do adorn these walls belong not to those who built them, but worshippers of the dark. The night's blessed.
Who subsequently migrated to Raktika, yes?
Indeed, it was beneath the shaded boughs of the Raktika Greatwood that they finally found sanctuary. Often, many times, did Yulmore make spurious overtures of friendship unto them, but they are no fools. The Exarch knoweth full well that Ishtola, in her seclusion, doth labour to learn all she may of the blessed and their past. Why he sent us here, I now see. But he straight out fucking told us that. Why do you now see it?
Traitorous moron.
The tablet which she spoke of no doubt provides a glimpse into the history that she so yearneth to comprehend.
Well then, we better hurry up and find it.
Walk 3 feet and click this other thing. Search your surroundings for the tablet. You may move the camera and zoom in out. Okay.
Ah, sniper game. Snipe. Snipe.
Tell me what the infernal tablet even looks like.
Sniping Urianger, with a tablet of fragment of Holy Scripture, it would most assuredly rest here on this altar. And this would, I presume, also been where the blessed placed their font of seeing used in the practice of their faith. Whither then have they set the tablet? Minfilia. Snipe. I can barely see my hand in front of my face. If only that torch were a little closer.
I found it. It's on the table on the shelf.
You have located the time-worn tablet. Dun 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 dun.
Within the altar, thou sayest. Right, trader, what you got for yourself?
Alright, talking to Urianger.
Ought escapeth thine eye, it would seem. This is indeed the tablet we seek. Curious. These engravings predate the Knights Blessed, if I'm not mistaken. They are written in the script of an ancient empire of Ronka, whose capital once stood in the midst of what we now call Raktika. It would be no small matter to decipher them. Fine gift for our seeker of truth. Plain the Exarch understandeth Y'shtola only too well. Come, let's quit this place and make ready for our journey into the woods. Into the dark. Urianger is ready to leave, but not before first offering a piece of advice. Ere we depart, there is a custom of the Knights Blessed which I feel compelled to elucidate. As one might expect, they deem light to be abhorrent, and everything it touches befouled. Thus do they take the utmost pains to protect all they can from its taint, including their very names. To speak plain, it is the belief of the blessed that one's own name must never be uttered in the light of everlasting day. Yet this commandment precludeth not the use of another's. Thus do parents protect their children, and in rare cases, masters their disciples. So it is that Y'shtola has taken the name of Master Matoya. Yes, lest we offend them, I bid you speak not her true name in the Blessed's presence. With that in mind, let us speak with the guard who keepeth vigil at the Great Wood's border. Rattata, isn't that a Pokemon?
Rattata is.
Oh, Rattata is. Okay.
Rakata is they're the ancient weird big bad dudes from SWTOR, if I remember correctly. the Rakatan or the Ratakan or whatever. Ooh, Ether Current.
Yeah.
Ooh, hello, Biggin. Neltharion.
Okay. Go up.
Oh, he's actually not up.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well met, traveler. What brings you here? Yes, of course. Right this way. I'm guessing I know what Lahina is now.
No matter how far he goes, man cannot resist looking back on the path he has walked. The untold stories and secrets of the past can be more alluring than the promise of tomorrow. So he braves the forests of Raktika in search of mystery and wonder. Of Ronka, to which all seekers of hidden truths are inevitably drawn.
We have arrived. Vast though these woods may be, they are, by and large, uninhabitable. Not so the swamps of Cydia, however, whose sparse foliage permitted man a foothold.
No lands must remain beyond our grasp. Go forth, conquer, rule! Forgive me. A sudden pang of nostalgia for those halcyon days. Exploring virgin territories, subjugating primitive peoples, all for the glory of Garlemald.
If you've brought your ivory standard, I'll be happy to tell you where to stick it.
Can we not simply take a moment to enjoy the view together? Or would you rather I spied on you from the shadows? Much more of this, and I may very well begin to regret my show of good faith.
If you really want to stay, then help us fight.
No, I think not. I am an observer, nothing more. Even shielded by the shadows of these boughs, I feel the light's presence most keenly. To accompany you is taxing enough. To fight is out of the question.
I will suffer your company if I must, but not your commentary.
Okay. Whoever writes Final Fantasy 14, I think your name is like Yoshi P or something. Hi, Bob here. Listen, friend. We need to have a conversation. You need to stop with having bad guys just walk up to our party and us being fine with it. It was bad enough when Nero just rocked up in the middle of the Crystal Tower and everyone was like, "Sup?" But this is quite literally a self-admitted Ascian. That we're just letting follow us around. I hope this. Yeah, okay. What are you going to say for yourself? What does it now do? So to regale you with friendly banter. Oh, very well, I will humour this once. You may consider it my latest act. It's good faith. Come on then. What do you wish to know? Why choose this form here in the first? Oh well, what a curious question. Mortal flesh is but the vessel into which we Ascians pour the elixir of our souls, moulding it for the occasions, or not, so choose. A year or a millennium, I prefer to remain in the same form until my duty is done. So after arriving here in the first, fashion some hapless body into the man you see before you. As your friend over there can attest, those of us who forego such alterations. He was ever the rash one, La Brea, jumping from vessel to vessel, never heeding the toll it took on him. Let's see what we see here. He's not trying to stop you now. Better to just put up with him, or to try and find a way to stop him from spying on you. Like, at least be actively trying to avoid getting spied on. I know people who literally put this game based on Emmett Selge and how the game treats him. AKA, it hated ES. How he's the rank of La Brea, meaning he's very powerful. Any way the writers decide, Natara. Or even if the attempt is unsuccessful, be trying. The person hated the ES, and I mean, and it's pronouns. Okay. I thought you meant the game hated the ES. All right. Talking to the trader. Playing our Ascian counterpart means to follow wheresoever we lead, but otherwise he would not suffer the overabundance of light in these worlds. Verily, it pervadeth every corner, so long as the Light Warden remaineth. The Sin Eaters should be free to play upon these lands without surcease. When aught is done, it is but a matter of time before the Blessed succumb. 2 years past, the swarm of Sin Eaters did lay waste unto their larger settlement, killing a great many of their priests in so doing. Though some few did survive, they knew not how to go on, wayward souls in want of a guiding hand. From mercy, oh, hello. Okay, Tim, touche.
Thanks, Tim.
For a mercy, Ishtola hath provided that which they sorely needed. They have since endeavoured to restore their home, and thither shall we bend of our steps, to Fort Gone. To answer your question, who's worse, Urianger or Thancred? Urianger. Thancred has yet to actively betray us. You know what these tomato things remind me of? Oh, never mind. No, Thancred didn't have a heel turn. Thancred was possessed. Urianger made the decision to betray us. Very different. Though I will say, Thancred's being a bit of a dick to Minfilia, which I'm not appreciating. Actually, we need to come up with a new name for this young lady. I don't want to call her Minfilia anymore. That's not fair.
Good news is she does eventually come up with her own name.
Okay.
Alright, at the destination.
Yeah, I was trying to click on it, but your shoe build was in the way.
Oh, sorry.
I clicked on it like 6 times.
I see little sign of recent activity. Or hath any meaningful progress been made with the reconstruction? Mayhap Y'shtola sought shelter elsewhere. Come, let us quit this place.
Now! Surround them!
Sin-Eaters, they're not like the others.
There's a reason for that. Lower your weapons, please. We mean you no harm.
How is it they can speak?
It's a Sin-Eater trick. They mean to kill us all.
Kupo? No, I think I'm going to say please, we're not Sin Eaters.
That will seem a lot less amusing when we are forced to kill them.
Oh, for the love of... I had hoped that by accompanying you, we might come to understand one another. But all I have come to understand is that you have a knack for inflaming the natives. You've committed the cardinal sin of boring me. And so I retire to the shade. Good luck.
There! Did you see that one disappear?
I think I preferred La Habrea.
Enough. Runard, report.
Master Matoya! We apprehended them as you ordered, but are you certain these are Sin Eaters?
The intense light of the ether I saw was unmistakable. If not Sin Eaters, then what?
Tis passing queer that Y'shtola should mistake us for the enemy, is it not? Mayhap it hath been too long since last she beheld the radiance of thine ether. Master Matoya, hath time truly made strangers of us?
Nay, I recognize you, Urianger, Thancred. And this is Minfilia of the First, of whom you spoke before.
Just so. And knowing as thou must that we come in peace, might I prevail upon thee to have thy comrades lower their arms?
First explain this other presence in your company. The one I know not. There is but one manner of creature in this world whose ether is suffused with such an abundance of light.
Mine apologies, Master Matoya, but thou art mistaken. Before thee standeth our dearest comrade, the truest hero among us. Though he is but recently arrived here in the First, not one but two Light Wardens have already perished by his most puissant hand.
It cannot be.
Nice to see you too, Master Matoya.
Yeah, for sure.
Master Matoya?
Lower your weapons. Forgive us this hostile welcome. Come. I would give you a proper introduction to Rak'tika and its people.
You want to know the sad thing is? If you guys hadn't pointed out Lahi, I wouldn't have paid any attention to it.
I'd forgotten about it too until Natar pointed it out.
You quite clearly in our Final Fantasy XIV interview, Natara, said that you never mean.
Lying in interview. For shame.
That's why I didn't get you a Christmas present.
Stocking full of coal for you.
A stocking full of coal would just give Natara another weapon. Alright, talking to Y'shtola.
Stola.
So this was the only, as Natara says, speaking of blow-ups, this is the only one that I'd seen before. Because she's on the magic card in this outfit.
Correct. That's why she is called Y'shtola Night Blessed on her magic card. Alright, Stola. You have been busy since arriving here on the first, I gather, but I would hear the tale of your travails in more suitable surroundings. With Fort Garnet to be rebuilt, the Knights Blessed have made their home in a settlement to the northeast. I will await you at its entrance. Follow the path through yonder gate, and you will find me soon enough. It's a quest like this that I'm reminded of the caravan in the Centaur lands and Dragonflight. Or it's like this is a prime opportunity to sort of just autopilot us on a couple of mounts or even walking and have dialogue happening between the cast. But who knows how much of that is or is not possible because of the spaghettification of the old 1.0 code that still exists underneath all of this.
Talking to Stola.
There you are. I was beginning to worry. Much like the 12's would, this forest is a way of dealing with those who stray too far from the beaten path. But I digress. Let me show you the home of the Knights Blessed.
I literally couldn't have gotten here any quicker.
Alright, Stola.
Sliverbow is the largest of the blessed settlements. They worship no gods, instead revering darkness itself. It is a curious kind of faith, but one which has granted them the strength to persevere in the wake of the flood. I hope you weren't expecting a grand feast by way of welcome. They are a simple people. Now, I would hear of your travels away from prying ears. Come. I see. And now you seek the Light Warden of Rak'tika. In the days after I arrived in the First, I too relied upon the Crystal Exarch for guidance. But his penchant for secrecy and the telling of half-truths soon lost him my trust. And thus did I strike out on my own. My work eventually led me here to the forest, which I've come to know like the back of my hand. I cannot say with certainty where your quarry is hiding, but I am confident I can narrow the search.
Well, go on then.
Some few thousand years ago, this forest stood at the heart of the Empire of Ronka. A great many relics of that civilization can still be found to the east in Ixmaya. Or rather, could be found, were the area not fiercely guarded. Ixmaya, you see, is home to a tribe of warriors whose lineage is said to date back to the time of the Empire. Any attempt to enter their territory is met with lethal force. They offer no warnings, and suffer no trespasser to escape. Needless to say, my every attempt to survey the area has been thwarted.
Mayhap the Warden hideth there, full knowing none may approach it for fear of these protectors.
As for the tablet, I find the timing of its discovery suspiciously convenient. If I did not know better, I would think someone was trying to curry favor with me. Regardless, it will take time to decipher these writings. Yet I would not be at all surprised if they somehow held the key to entering Ixmaya unmolested. The Exarch has a nose for serendipity.
If there is aught I can do to assist thee in unraveling their secrets, thou needst only ask.
Thank you, Urianger. I may well take you up on that offer. While we set to work, might I suggest you take a tour of the city? Should you be in any doubt as to the importance of your role as the Warrior of Darkness, the people here will surely cure you of it.
I must say, Stola, while most of us have struggled to come to terms with our altered circumstances, you seem to have adapted rather well.
Lest you forget, Master Matoya and I dedicated our lives to uncovering the truth which hides at the heart of our world. Though separate, the fate of this reflection is nevertheless bound to that of our home. That I would be daunted by such an invaluable opportunity is absurd. But what of you, Thancred? Could it be that you are still struggling to come to terms with the nature of your young companion?
My struggles are none of your concern. Quite why you would speak thus and in this company, I do not know. Perhaps you left more of yourself back in the source than I assumed. If you'll excuse me.
He understands that I'm not the same. That I'm not her.
Understands, perhaps, but does not accept. The question being whether he ever will. And whether you will, more importantly. As difficult as your circumstances may be, they are yours, not his. 'Tis you and you alone who bears ultimate responsibility for your life. But you need not make any hard choices now. Why not go and get some fresh air, clear your head?
Do. before we move on to the next step for me, I need to turn in for the restroom break.
Okie dokie.
I will be right back, folks.
That means we're alone, chat. Time to talk about Jordan behind their back. Okay, Tim, go ahead. Still playing through the Koresh quests. Okay. Good question. Give me a second to put my thoughts together. So I both loved it and hated it, Tim. I hated it insofar as it felt like a complete left turn from where we'd been in the rest of the story. But I loved it because I loved how they made no bones about, like even the character herself going so far as to say, yeah, you totally shouldn't trust me. And everyone was quite clear that it was an alliance of necessity rather than, because we'd gone through something similar in Dragonflight where a fan favorite character became good, quote unquote. Fan favorite villain became good with one of the dragon aspects. Not one of the dragon aspects. One of the primal incarnates, the ice one. Can't remember her name off the top of my head. The zone's fine for like a month. It was one of the issues I had with Undermine as well. Oh, Natara, I've been watching more Game Changer and more... And I started Of Mice and Murder 20 season. I'm really loving watching Katie, Sam, and Grant. Raph's been really good. Ali's been Ali, obviously. And poor Reika, her dice have just abandoned her. It's one of my favorite things about D&D. The way that you can have all these ideas and plots, and you could be sat at a table with like 6 of the best storytellers and improvisers in the world. But there's a certain point in that storyline where you just have to be like, I think this would be really cool, but this here shiny math rock is what's going to tell me if it's true.
Shiny Methrox.
And unfortunately, Rake is kind of falling foul to that at the moment. I have also I continued my, whenever it is applicable, Christmas Day tradition of watching the new Benoit Blanc movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched Wake Up Dead Man on Christmas Day. That was a lot of fun. If you've not watched the Benoit Blanc movies, I heartily recommend them. But don't go in expecting a whodunit, even though that's how many people promote them. They're more like a Columbo movie, where it's not whodunit, it's more how catch 'em.
Mm-hmm. I see that, especially given what I remember from Knives Out and Glass Onion.
Mm-hmm. Like, the clues are all there, but the clues aren't the focus. It's how Benoit Blanc's methods. Yeah. All right, let's talk to Stoller, shall we?
Indeed.
A day in the neighborhood. Mr. Rogers? Staring off into the distance, lost in thought. This is going to be another go talk to 3 people and do quests for thing, isn't it?
Probably. I'm not indifferent to Thancred's troubles. Nevertheless, I will not apologize for holding him to a higher standard after all these years. He has ever been a man of considerable resolve, and that is what I will continue to expect. Though it heartens me to know that some of us remain ourselves in spite of our present circumstances. I can but imagine how Alizé and Alphino have changed since arriving here in the first.
What are you gonna say?
Perhaps you should be concerned with how you have changed.
Okay.
We'll see what she says to that.
Yeah.
I realize I am not as I was on the source, but I cannot say I regret the decisions that allowed me to come this far. Returning to the matter at hand, I really must begin to work on deciphering this tablet. In the meantime, perhaps you should take a look about Slitherbarrow. If there's anything else you need, pray speak to Runar at the plaza.
It feels like... I'm trying to think of a way to express this that doesn't sound awful. From the way he was speaking in the cutscene, Runar feels like a person that may not have the highest IQ but has a lot of enthusiasm.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Indeed.
Would you voice Runar for us?
Yep. Welcome, friend, welcome. My apologies for our less than hospitable greeting earlier. Tell me, what is your name? From where do you hail? From the Crystarium, I see. And this tablet you brought may help us find the Light Warden here in Raktika? Well, you are welcome to stay with us for as long as you need. Come, let me show you around. Would it be alright if I joined you? Of course. Anything for the guests of our dear Master Matoya. Thank you. She means a great deal to the Knights Blessed, doesn't she? If not for her, we may have all perished in the Great Fire. With our priests slain, our home in ruins, we were at the mercy of the Sin Eaters. It was she who drove them back, and with her sage guidance, we were able to rebuild. Before she became the central figure in our community, a great oak within whose shadow many have come to find solace. That is not to say that we are not hesitant to grant an outsider such authority, myself included. Perhaps it is the smile in her eyes when she speaks of the sunless sea. I feel whole again. Now she is with us, and I have no doubt others feel the same. She is as much a part of the Knights Blessed as any of us, and we are grateful for all she does in service of the Dark. But you did not hear this from me, yes? Now, you should know there are certain customs we ask guests to adhere to, so long as they reside within Slithervale. To show reverence to the Dark? In a word, yes, but fear not, it is not too involved. Let us begin with something simple. Follow me.
My game has crashed.
Oh dear.
Does not seem to want to let me back in.
Do we need a spritz down Muckingham to finish us out for tonight?
Yeah, let's go wash with power for a bit.
Alright. Happy New Year, Tim.
Happy New Year, Tim.
Alright. I don't remember. Oh well, whatever. Power wash. Play. Time to pour a drink and get to baking some cookies. Sounds like a wonderful way to spend an evening.
My power simulator is loaded up.
Ooh, cinnamon sugar shortbread. Sounds yummy. I think Bob would be proud of a take I had recently on some cookies.
Mm-hmm.
I was offered over the holiday. They were chocolate chip oatmeal cookies. Oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. And they were good. I was like, for the amount of what the oatmeal cookie and the base in this was, I really expected raisins.
Yes.
Square Collective. Alright, continue with the career. Are we cleaning the treehouse? Or the temple?
Up to you.
Well, let's do the temple. I like the look of this old Nordic temple here.
Yeah, Natara, my game crashed and wouldn't let me back in. So,
Yep.
actually, let's do the treehouse
Treehouse? Oh, okay.
because the Nordic temple seems to continue the main story.
Clean the treehouse. Hunter load. You probably think I built this filthy treehouse deep in the forest because I've let myself go. But actually, it's because I'm searching for the missing link. Problem is, whilst I'm out looking for them, even sometimes in the dead of night, pranksters come all the way out here, hollering unearthly noises and chucking stinky mud around. A few times now, I slid down the steps to clean off the edge. Of course, I've got the reflexes of a mongoose, so I always land on my feet and never break no bones. It's probably time to get the place hosed down all the same. What a twist. Usually people complain about expecting chocolate chips, but getting raisins in the cookies. Yeah, I don't know if it's just the myriad of conversations I've had with Bob about cookies or my experience of actually baking cookies, that there's a certain texture and flavor profile to the dough that I bite into it. It's like, now I have an expectation. Alright, let's get Bob involved. Confirm. Invite a friend.
I'm gonna play a game. Play a game. All right. This doesn't say warning wangus inside. I'm very upset. Oh, private property. Boo. Yeah. I've continued watching season 7 of Dropout,
That's nice.
and then you know that the the new Dimension 20 season starts on the 7th of this month, January, I guess. It's not January yet.
Depends on which part of the world you're in, I suppose, right?
Oh, that's funny.
What's up?
This.
Oh, we can't go through.
Nope.
He was out here searching for the missing link.
Yep. Say.
Ah! I can rotate the cameras.
Lost cat Ulysses. Please call the mayor at 673-698. 695. One of the two. What about you? Have you watched anything interesting recently?
Not, not really. Started watching The Pit on HBO.
Yes.
That's been really good.
So good. Been doing a bit of a re-binge of Castle because I stopped after like 4 seasons my first time through. Just wanted something in the background. I don't think I even made it to season 4 my first time through. I think I got really annoyed with the woman, with the female detective lady. Can't remember her name, the actress's name.
Stena Katic.
She seemed, I don't know, seemed a bit diva-ish to me. Don't know why.
But no, yeah, we've been watching The Pit and really enjoying that.
How far into it are you?
3 to 4 o'clock. I don't remember what episode that is. I just I remember seeing the hours posted at the start of an episode.
Has the thing happened yet?
I might need you to Facebook message me the thing so we don't spoil it for people.
No, if it had happened, you'd have known what I was talking about.
Okay.
There's a very major event that happens that changes the entire course of the day, basically.
I don't... There has been one very big thing that happened. But I haven't seen the ramifications of it on the rest of the day yet.
Okay.
It was actually the third such instance of something like it has something similar happening. But we're probably not thinking about similar.
No. When you get there, you'll know.
Okay.
You'll be like, this is what Bob was talking about.
Good to know. But watching that has made me want to go back and rewatch ER, which was a bit of a family.
Good family thing.
Yeah. The tire swing.
Yeah, with the new Dimension 20 season kicking off on the 7th, I started one of the shorter D20 seasons. I've been watching Of Mice and Murder, which is what caused the conversation earlier about being sat at a table with the best improvisers and storytellers in the world, and no matter how good the intentions and the character design, sometimes the dice want to tell a different story.
It's the truth.
As is very evident in Of Mice and Murder with Reika's character, where the character's design is this ultra competent, brilliant character, but the dice want to tell a very different story. I won't spoil anything, but I would just say I felt for Reika on so many occasions, and I'm only in like episode 3. There have just been so many occasions where she's had a brilliant idea and the dice just haven't backed her up in any way. And I've been there so many times. At this point, I would heartily recommend Of Mice and Murder. It's a 10-episode season, so if you need a shorter season to watch, it's definitely one of those. It's the one right after Fantasy High sophomore year, I think. I tried going back to Tiny Heist, but I couldn't. The the McElroy family just do me in so bad. Which is sad because I really wanted to watch it for Jess and the other dropout cast members, because I love Jess. I think she's great. I've never really listened to any of the McElroy's D&D stuff. They do, like, I think they were the Adventure Zone, right?
Yeah.
But they have this weird tendency on everything that I've kind of tried to watch them on to almost want to ignore the dice rolls and just do what they want to do. I don't know if that's something that's set up in the Adventure Zone specifically or whatever, but that's not how whatever you're guesting on is set up, so don't try and do it. And I've heard it gets worse later in the season, so.
I think the only thing I've ever really listened to from them is the Sawbones podcast.
Sawbones podcast?
Yeah, Justin McElroy and his wife, who is a doctor, do like a medical history, medical news, not news, medical topics podcast called Sawbones. Yeah, because the only other thing from their family of podcasts I ever listened to was it was like, sort of in the same vein of how Sawbones tackled medical topics. There was one that tackled legal, like, interesting trials from the past and that kind of stuff, but it didn't have any of the actual, like, McElroy brothers on it, because it was
just from their production studio or whatever.
It was Justin McElroy's brother-in-law and father-in-law. His brother-in-law being a judge, a lawyer and a judge from their county in West Virginia, hosting it with his dad, just sort of being the layman. Which I'll say I kind of like in the format of those two shows, was having the sort of layman co-host to be like, so hey, real quick,
what?
Please explain. I get that you're very knowledgeable in the topic, but you just started going off in the very job-specific jargon that goes with it. Please pause and sum up.
The other thing I did was finish this season of Gastronauts. At least I think it's the end of the season. Try Guys episode. Yeah, they did an episode with the Try Guys, and I think that was supposed to be the end of season 2.
I can't tell with that preceding sigh whether you were impressed with it or.
Huh?
I couldn't tell. It sounded like you had a bit of a sigh at the beginning of the.
Oh, I really enjoy watching Gastronaut, so I didn't want season 2 to be over. Because I'm gonna have to wait forever for new episodes now. And there was only really one episode of season 2 I didn't like. And that was the one 2 episodes before that, I think. 3 episodes.
Oh. That was a far distance for me to try to pick that scaffold up, sir. I did get a little more board gaming in over the Christmas holiday. Yep.
A little bit more than getting your ass absolutely beat in Ticket to Ride.
I got my ass absolutely handed to me not once but twice in a row in King of Tokyo.
Okay.
One time by the person who won, never once entering Tokyo. Played entirely to the points and bought the upgrades that maximized scoring points, and absolutely refused to let punches. Well, had to let punches land at one point, but only one hit was never enough to make whoever was sitting in Tokyo want to retreat out of Tokyo to hold for that 2-point bonus for sitting in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was stunning to watch go down. And then I finally took Flashpoint Legacy off the shelf.
Oh yeah.
And got through the first 2 chapters of that, and that was quite fun.
Very nice. I think I'm gonna have to start watching the Dropout tabletop show. Can't remember what it's called. Parlor something, I think. Parlor game?
Okay, yeah.
It's quite interesting because I very much looking forward to it. Then, like, the production values they put into everything else they do, it should be quite good.
I will say they make the
We're doing that thing again, aren't we?
what?
Where we clean from the ground up rather than from the top down.
We are very much so doing that. Well, not technically done on the underside here. Though something I wasn't expecting from a legacy game that I'm very happy it did for me was it shone some light on how some of the more advanced mechanics to the base game actually work. So,
oh yeah,
the original release of Flashpoint had a system of when you would, at the end of your turn, your sort of spreading of the plague from pandemic moment is you advance the fire, and that typically involved you just rolling dice and figuring out where on the map coordinates based on your dice rolls your new little platform would pop up. And there were some advanced rules with like hot spots, and hot spots would cause more fires to pop up. But the last expansion that they published for the base game introduced a deck of cards, 2 decks of cards actually, that would cause things like, well, your deck of cards had the basic rules version of advancing the fire, rolling the dice and seeing what happens. But then there was also an event deck of cards that would add different types of victims into the fire that you would have to try to rescue.
Okay.
Like an elderly person on oxygen, who now not only counted as an elderly person, but also as a hazmat, where hazmat has its own special rules of if it catches on fire, it will explode. Which elderly person on oxygen, yes, will explode if the fire gets to it. So yeah, it was just these really interesting, cool little mechanics and things that they would twist the game up as you played the game, rather than just the fire spreading and, oh no, it hit a hot spot in the house, so that's going to cause an explosion. I think one of the event cards in the game is you find a couple that are, one of the people you can rescue is actually two separate people, because it's a couple who refuse to be separated. So then you now that one point of interest that you thought was just one person is actually 2, so now you got to try to get both people out. Here's a person who's actually fairly healthy, they're just scared, so they don't require as many action points to sort of haul them out of the which I never really played much with that deck because I didn't fully grasp some of the concepts in it.
Yeah.
And it was tricky to try to teach new people, hey, instead of just rolling dice to see where the fire pops up, there's a whole 2 decks of cards that we had to figure out how they interact with the rest of the game. But then playing the Legacy version, where that's the only mechanic they have is the deck of cards and the events and whatnot, I saw some really cool storytelling elements built into the event decks and how the stories progress, and gave me a new appreciation and understanding of how the card deck system from that last expansion is supposed to work and function. So when I do play the base game again, since I haven't finished playing the Legacy yet, so I'm not going to be using those pieces just yet, I will have a appreciation for using the deck system, the deck mechanic.
That's so.
We had one moment because there was 3 of us playing when we were playing it. And when you unlock equipment that you can carry into the fire with you, which happens at the end of the first episode, so no spoilers there that's a thing.
Yeah.
The rules state that only the characters you choose to start the episode in have equipment with them. And there's no mechanism for handing. You can't just run up to someone and pass your stuff to them, because there's a job specialist whose job it is to make sure that everyone's got the proper equipment and whatnot. So part of what you have to do is leave the equipment on the fire truck, and then let someone else run up and grab the equipment off the fire truck. So our episode 2 going in, we're like, do we want to start with this specialist who has 2 equipment slots, but this specialist isn't actually going to be running around in the fire at all? Or do we let one person basically burn their turn, building the character they want to run around inside the fire, and then switch into their the engineer specialist, whose job it is to fire the water cannon on top of the fire truck to help put out the fires.
Yeah.
And he's going to have 0 equipment, but then then they can switch into someone who will be running into the fire and helping people and actually using the equipment and being a little more supportive inside the building. And it was just this very interesting tactical setup of who gets equipment and how do we spend the action economy to start the round so that all 7 pieces of equipment we were taking into the episode were going to be useful. But it's fun. I've never really played a Legacy game before, except for Gloomhaven. And that's a bit of a more brutal Legacy game.
The thing I dislike about the design of many Legacy games is they seem to get out of hand very quickly. By which I mean, especially pandemic-based ones, the moment you get behind, it's really hard to recover. And I think that's kind of bullshit, personally.
I can see where that's really hard, because Pandemic at its core has 5 ways to lose the game?
Something like that, yeah.
Whereas, like I said, I'm only coming from now having played Flashpoint Legacy and what it offers, but Hunter Load. I can give you some missing link facts based on what I found so far, if you like. He wants to talk to us about Bigfoot. Right out of the gate, in the first, when they introduced all the different specialists that we could use when setting up our crew to go on each episode. It's one of the 2 ways to lose this game is if you use all of your damage tokens. Basically, that means the building has collapsed around you.
Yeah.
That's one of your lost functions. Hey, guess what? One of the specialists you can start the game with is a guy who can spend his actions patching the holes in the wall. So if you're afraid that you're going to collapse, you turn one guy into this specialist, and he spends his time running around patching holes. And there was a point in episode 2 where we were like, episode 2 or was it episode 1? It might have just been straight up episode 1, where we're like, someone needs to go do this right now because we have 2 damage cubes left in the stash and lots of fire going on. Asking for an explosion to happen and take out a wall.
How much fire?
Lots of fire. So much fire.
So much.
So many fires. But I think Flashpoint might be one of my all-time favorite cooperative games. Maybe Battle for Hogwarts / Avatar Aang's Destiny might be up there. Just because they're deck builders and I can get a lot more people invested in wanting to play a deck builder than...
Yeah.
Here's 1,000,001 different tokens we need to understand about fighting a fire.
After hang with your sister for a bit, have a great rest of stream and Happy New Year's. Happy New Year to you, Natara.
Happy New Year's, Natara.
I'd say don't do anything I wouldn't do, but, well, you know. I was thinking more there isn't much I wouldn't do, but... Stay safe and enjoy your New Year's Eve. Please, sweetie. And I'll speak to you in 2026.
See you next year, Natara.
Hey, doesn't matter if you're home, if you're staying home. Just enjoy and stay safe. Like, don't go juggling chainsaws or anything.
I will say.
No, I can't make you. That's why I was asking you. You don't have to juggle cats. Cats juggle themselves.
It's true. I might log into an MMO that has a real-world based time system rather than its own internal time system.
Speaking of which, did we miss the Christmas event in 14, right?
Heaven's Turn? I think we still have a week to do it.
Alright. When was the New Year one? Don't put limits on your hobbies. Okay. Heaven's Turn is still going, yes. But I thought there was an actual Christmas thing that I saw people doing.
Oh, there was. Wow, that's really short. Only 2 weeks long?
Leggy was talking about it.
That feels really short. Yeah, we did. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Aw. The emotes were sipping hot cocoa. It's cool.
probably check out Heaven's Turn next time.
Yep.
Speaking of which, I might not be around tomorrow afternoon.
Okay.
Do you remember Matt,
Yeah.
life partner?
Yep.
He's back in town for New Year's, and we're going to go out to lunch.
Oh, that's exciting.
We're going to go out and get Korean hot pot, which means we're going to be there for hours.
Enjoy. I've been bookmarking a couple places over on that side of the bridge that do all-you-can-eat sushi and dim sum and hot pot and just like,
If there's a K-pot near you, I highly recommend them.
There's a, it's not K-pot, but a sushi and ramen like it's a sushi restaurant that then opened a ramen restaurant out near Ocean City. They have now since opened a K-pot restaurant
Korean
restaurant.
Style, yeah.
Like right here next to the university as well.
Oh, nice.
Haven't had much of a chance to go try them yet, but I think 2026 will be the year where we'll try to go at least try them out. I've been hearing some mixed reviews, so I'm waiting to try to find some friends who have actually been and see what they say. I have been, since I have been a little more on the time and funds limited side, I have been putting a little more mileage in on Guild Wars 2, gaming-wise, and Tabletop Shop Simulator. I finally reached 80 on a tune in Guild Wars 2, because
nice.
didn't use any of my boosts. I still have 3 boosts sitting in my account bank, waiting to be used. So yeah, Prairie helped me get through, learn how that game plays at the end game level, towards the end game level there. So it's been a fun little turn, fun little adventure getting back into.
I've always wanted to go back to Guild Wars 2. Just, I don't know.
I think one of the hard parts about trying to play Guild Wars 2 and then having the group stream on it is making sure that we're all playing the same story arc, so that you know, because there's like 3 or 4 different story arcs that each character creation option gets to play through, if I'm remembering correctly. That it's like, we don't want to make character creation choices where you're seeing one of the 3 stories and we're not all participating in the... It's not like Star Wars is very group friendly for a game that is so story.
Yes.
It is very multiplayer friendly for such a story heavy game.
As long as you're not playing the same class.
Right. But that's what I mean by being multiplayer friendly, is that we can all play our own thing, ideally different things, so that we're all seeing the different things and not having to repeat it.
Yeah. The only thing SWTOR doesn't do well is if you have 2 people playing the same
story
class. Like
Origin,
the example I'll always use is the soldier. Is the trooper, because friend of the pod, Chris Otto and I, when SWTOR first came out, started out both playing troopers because we liked the idea of being a squad. And it turned out we had to do every story zone twice.
Yeah,
one with him going in first, one with me going in first. Which was fine. Eventually. You know?
Yeah, but there's a bit of a nuisance to going through and then feeling like, oh, yes, I know I can just escape out of the conversations to my next story beat because I've just seen it, but that shouldn't be the case.
Yeah, it shouldn't be the norm, you know.
Yeah. And we left something like World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy out because, well, Final Fantasy, you're just an observer anyway to the story. You're not actually really participating. And WoW is everything's open world. There's cutscenes where you're watching the major events go off in the cutscenes, but it's not like instanced moments where you go in and to use the Guild Wars 2 example that I just started because I'm working my way through the level 80 story quest for my Asura right now, where you have to talk to you're talking to the generals and planning on how you're going to go make this attack, but you're walking around and talking to all these people inside of this instance to plot your next move. Which, if we're not all on if the multiple players are not on the same page,
yeah, they don't all get to see it, right?
Yep. I wonder if the short extension would be far enough.
Yeah, I was on Tim's stream yesterday and had a really interesting conversation about what people value in an MMO. It's very interesting to see certain choices that people value above others, you know.
I will say that because I've been a bit under the weather since Christmas, I've been spending a lot of time playing on my laptop out in the living room watching TV where I can stretch out on the couch rather than sitting in my rigid. It's padded, but it's a little more on the rigid side chair.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the laptop is not so much of a gaming laptop as it is a utility laptop. And the only MMO I can really play on it is either Star Trek Online or Rift. And I kind of wanted to get back into Rift because it's like that's that traditional MMO, a little more traditional MMO play style that I've been sort of wanting to dabble back into. And I thought it was hilarious because I'm sitting on it and I'm remembering the fact that they had a player housing system in that game too. And I was just thinking about WoW opening up theirs recently and all the headaches that come with and I sent Rare the message in Discord that I found a vendor in one of the capital cities that sells. They don't walk around; they're literally just little statues, but they are cats you can interact with in your little player house. You just sort of sit there and you can put them in places. It's like if I had the money in game, I would buy several of these and just post them up around my kleptomaniac's paradise of a player housing in this game. I could just clear the scaffolds out from underneath here. You, sir, are in the way. Kindly get the fuck out. But I'm gonna have to go see if Tim left that video, has that video public on his channel, so I can pin it and go try to watch that. Try to find that discussion you'll add.
Yeah, it's a interesting conversation. Lots of different viewpoints. What didn't turn into an argument, it's just a nice discussion. Oh, piss off.
Oh, what happened?
I can't stand on this branch.
Missing link fact from Hunter Load. They're sometimes called Bigfoot because of the one Bigfoot kind of like a bear's. The other one's small like a cat's. I found track evidence of this myself. Sir?
You sure it's not Ulysses the cat?
And a bear. Ooh, excuse me. Jesus.
Hey, Jordan friend, can I borrow you for a sec?
What up? Where are you at?
Can you come move this fucking ladder?
This tall one?
No, the one up by me. I'm like up.
Oh, you're up.
I'm on the roof.
Coming up the stairs. There it is. Got it. Got it.
Thank you.
There you go. By the way, Jordan, next time we're both on video, share my homestead or home instance. You'll love the number of cats running around it. Fuck yeah. Whee! Fall damage. made pretty decent progress on this giant tree house, I'd like to think.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad at all. Right. Let's see here. No, you won't let me look. That's annoying. I was hoping I could go spy on and see if there was anybody worth raiding for New Year's.
Yeah, go for it.
So yeah. Thank you everyone for, checking us out. Sorry Final Fantasy did not last.
Yeah, that's all me. Wow.
It's on
Square, but
Square, the client.
we could have sat around for like 20 minutes before it logged my character out, but
That's such exciting stream content.
yeah.
Please do make sure, if you don't already follow us here, that you follow us on the rest of our socials. Twitter, 321 Podcast, Blue Sky, B-Sky, 321tv.bsky.social, threads at 321_tv.live, Mastodon, the mastodon.social server at 321_tv. Please also make sure you check out our YouTube channel where we have pretty much a year's worth of streams, either as lives that we did cross-streaming or in the past few months where I've uploaded all of our streams onto the YouTube channel manually. The dates are hopefully correct on the titles. I try my damnedest when I do the uploads, but that doesn't always work. The YouTube channel is bit.ly/321_Y T. Am I missing any other? Oh, merch, swag. New year, new you.
Swag.
You need the cool swag. 321-tv-shop.fourthwall.com. It's a great way to support us and also look awesome in some 321 TV branded merchandise, including cups, stickers, basketball shorts, sweatpants, sweatshirts, polo shirts, t-shirts, and a really awesome desk mat.
Well, while you've been doing that, I finished the roof.
Nice. Well done.
Guess
sir.
who I found, Jordan?
Was it the cat?
Nope.
Oh. Was it Bigfoot?
The gnome.
That's a no.
Can I get up there? Can you come up to the roof? I want to see if you can get this jump on Alright,
onto the roof, onto the roof, onto the roof. Where did I believe that ladder? Up, 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 up. Oh, oh. Come on. Oh, that.
you can hop up to the roof from the railing. You get on the railing.
Alright, here we go. Ah!
Right, get out of the way. I'm trying to run.
Nice. Well done. You want to take him to the van?
I was gonna take him down and take a picture of him.
Alright.
Right, where'd you go, you little fuck?
Watch it because you let go of him. He's respawned.
He's respawned. Oh, there he is.
Yoink.
Very funny, Jordan.
There you go. You can have him back.
Oh, fuck you. I'm going into the woods.
We'll see how exhausted or however I feel. This evening, because who knows, I might decide to see what's up and wishes us in the new year. I thought I saw him online. Did I forget what his tag is? Ah, I did not. Pew. All right. We'll go ahead and raid Josh. Just playing some games. Happy New Year to you all. Hope New Year finds you all healthy and well. Send you off as we always do. Guys, gals, non-binary pals, and all those beyond that spectrum. In the words of the 16th President of these here United States, Abraham Lincoln, please be excellent to each other. Party on non-gender specific honorifics. And we will see you
next time.
Peace. Raid is through.